唉，
Hi.
嘟 ，Hi， 哦
Hi.
，Hi，我頭先係屙完一次，我究竟幾時屙完？
Gay test positive.
Gay test positive. Gay test pass。我神，我神，兩個基嘢喺包度，兩個撚樣。我而家要做啲咩？哦，嗰個船長 Captain is the only share。佢係唯一一個上咗嗰架由澳洲嚟呢度嘅船，早晨呢度嘅船，然之後識佢哋兩個嘅，係啊。我哋要去嗰個地方睇下，個銀具就 OK 啊，見到晒啦。係啊，嗰個船長話有不在場證據，我哋去咗同個寡婦傾偈，睇下佢識唔識嗰個船長先。唉，好舒服。仲有冇風呢？頭先通通聲都係，仲有啲風喺入邊。
Oh, what a horrible thing to have happened.
Please leave my Mary alone.
Holmes, don't look at me like that. I don't know what to think about all this.
等陣先，我唔記得操作，點樣轉翻啊？轉翻第三身 OK。咁樣啊？我哋要翻去先喎，定係已經完咗啦個故仔？呃人呀，屈鳩佢啦，總之咁快屈佢啊？已經冇線索。The murder was committed self-defense。OK， 放佢一馬我哋。
Wiggins, could you ask Mr. Crocker to come here again, please?
Again.
Right away.
Why did you make me come here again, Mr. Holmes?
呢個咁乖
It
嚟
is
嘅。
over. I know that it was you who killed Sir Eustace Brackenstall.
What?
I know, because of the height at which the rope was cut. The knife used was a sea knife. The knots were sailor's knots. And not least, the sheer force that was put behind the killing blow.
係你做嘅。
And because you are the only one who knows Lady Mary Brackenstall in London. And because you love her.
It's true.
It is time for you to tell us the whole truth.
I admit that I loved Mary madly from the first day that I met her. But I never did come to visit her, for I believed that she was in a happy household. When I talked to her maid, who told me everything, I was insane with rage. I was due to set sail for 6 months away. I wanted only to see her again. But it turned into a damnable nightmare when he barged in. He dared raise his hand to her. He was not even worthy of licking her boots. Oh, I
連
regret
舐佢鞋都
nothing.
冇資格。
I admit I killed the monster out of love for her. She will forgive me if she is able.
Lady Brackenstall already forgave you. She said nothing.
Mary.
Mary.
But that makes her an accomplice as well as her maid. It places her in danger yet again.
Mr. Holmes.
You would not have managed to protect her.
Till I die, do you hear me? Here is a letter that sets everything clear. And it is the one that should be disclosed to the police. I am the only culprit. Mary had nothing to do with it. Now it is time to end this.
Oi, oi. Oi. Oi.
Please forgive me, Captain Crocker. I wished only to test your sincerity, and your words and deeds have far exceeded my expectations. See here, Captain Crocker, we'll do this in due form of law. You are the prisoner. Watson, you are a British jury. Captain Crocker, the evidence shows that you acted without premeditation and used reasonable force to protect an innocent victim from her husband's brutality. Your devotion pushed you to attempt to kill yourself in order to protect the one you love. Now, what say you, gentlemen of the jury?
Not guilty, my lord.
你話係啊
Vox populi, vox
扯
dei.
貓尾兩公
You
婆。
are acquitted, Captain Crocker. So long as the law does not find some other victim, you are safe from me.
Mr. Holmes.
It is a great responsibility that I take upon myself, but I will give Lestrade an excellent lead, and if he can't avail himself of it, I can do no more. Come back to your lady in a year, and may her future and yours justify us in the judgment which we have pronounced this night. Inspector, I'm afraid that the murderers have escaped us.
What? Do you mean to tell me that you failed? Never thought I'd live to see the day.
I mentioned the murderers, not the case. It is obvious that the crime was committed by 3 criminals who cannot be the Randalls.
You really think so?
You only need to find a gang of 3 thugs wandering around. I can trust you to do that.
If they exist, I'll catch them.
You'll find someone, I have no doubt of it. Goodbye, Inspector.
仆街又揾替死鬼。OK 啦。咦，做新，哇！呢個 case 都好易喎，好簡單，好短喎。最煩係列車咯，我覺得。
Holmes, for heaven's sake, whatever's going on?
Oh, hello, Watson. You're early. Did you kill all of your patients?
殺咗呢啲病人嚟。
Holmes, where have all these wretched bees come from?
I increased the temperature of the room so as to prevent them from hibernating. I needed to take a sample of honey. But it worked, Watson. We will have honey all year round.
Ridiculous and dangerous.
喺屋企
They're
養蜂。
domestic bees, Apis mellifera, such industrious workers. Anyway, Watson, I am sorry, but I must leave you. I'm in rather a hurry.
You have a new case?
Yes, but nothing as thrilling as this experiment. A theft of plants at the Royal Botanic Gardens in Kew. I'm helping a minister who's an old friend of mine. You can join me if you like.
Well, I'll admit that I'd far rather accompany you than remain alone here with these workers of yours. Besides,
梗係
you'll need a helping hand
梗係唔
with
留
the
喺度啦。
flowers you're intending to bring back.
Watson, however did you guess?
For the great Sherlock Holmes to bother with the theft of plants. Come on, admit that you're planning to spoil your little bees with some rare pollens.
Since when did I become so transparent? Let us go.
隻狗唔驚。啊？嗯？又唔針佢哋。係睇信睇信睇信。Dear Mr. Holmes, I finally found the courage to write. I can scarcely find the words to express my gratitude for your kindness. On that terrible days, I believed my life to be ruined, but at the same time, I realized there to be one person in the world who truly loved me, and who I love in return. 你等先，未讀完。邊個？哦 ，his name we both know he is Captain. Oh, his love has given me true reason to live, even if we cannot together in the end. Cannot be together. None of this could be happen without. 咦？一年啫，即係佢而家都知道，即係兩個相愛。不過一年之後都見得翻，係咪？哦，查身案，你查身案。好耐。
Well, Holmes, here we are at the Royal Botanic Gardens. There's no doubt that this place is beautiful. But are you really intent on investigating the theft of the plants?
Yes, of course.
偷盤栽賊。
Don't touch anything else, is that clear? Just go and get a bucket of fertilizer. And without turning it over this time. Good day to you, gentlemen. How may I help you? If you are here for a visit, please do come back on Sunday.
I am afraid that it cannot wait. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson.
Colleague.
We are investigating the theft of plants that took place here 5 days ago. A remarkable collection, I believe.
So you're the one in charge, eh?
A small favor for a friend. Now, to whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
I am Martin Hamish. I am the Deputy Director of Kew Gardens. And that fellow yonder is Albert. He works here.
I am delighted to meet you. What can you tell us about the plants?
About the
They were
plants.
rare and exceptional plants. We presented them at our last exhibition. We haven't removed the stand yet. It is still in the large glass house. We only learned of their disappearance the evening after the exhibition, and nobody saw anything.
No doors were forced?
No,
冇叫
but I
門
would imagine that for a thief it would be fairly easy to gain entry, for there are no guards here.
Well, if you don't mind, we will take a look. Now, you say that it is in the large glass house.
Yes, the one just behind me. Just a second, since Albert has nothing else to do. Albert, show these gentlemen where the exhibition was held.
How many people work here?
Only myself, but
Hello.
occasionally 2 students, Albert, whom you have met, and Miss White.
3個人打你呢度，咩好諗喎？哇！你打掃剪草
Here
呢
it
啲
is. This is the place where the stolen plants were exhibited.
Thank you. Is there something the matter?
Yes, there is. All right, the plants were valuable and rare, but it seems to me that the tragedy that took place here only 2 days ago has been entirely forgotten already.
What tragedy are you referring to?
The director of Kew Gardens, Mr. Montague Dunn, he died here just 2 days ago.
We're very sorry. We were not aware. The two of you were good friends?
He was my father.
Oh dear. Our condolences. We should not be troubling you. Please do excuse us for the intrusion.
You say that he died here, in the large glass house.
Holmes?
Yes, just here, near the door to the Colonial Collection. He suffered a heart attack, just like that, so suddenly. It was terrible. Excuse me, gentlemen, but I cannot remain here. If you need me, I'll be in the reserve. That's the room next to the front of the large greenhouse.
Of course, we understand.
What should we do next, Holmes?
哇！呢度偷晒啲植物，
Do not touch.
Good.
Do not touch.
Do not touch。
The plants were here. All of them was stolen.
誒偷晒，鷹啊！鷹啊！鷹冇嘢好睇。OK。
According to Albert, this is where his father, Montague Dunn, was found dead. These boot marks are fresh. It appears as though someone was dragging their feet. The traces are thinner in some places. The footprints reveal that someone staggered here. The door was smashed at shoulder height. This door handle is new. It was recently changed.
近排先換過 OK。
The esconsson was breached near the handle. The door was forced from the inside of the Colonial Collection Room. The handle was changed afterwards.
I think we need to inspect the Colonial Collection Room.
由入邊破門出嚟啊！
Here is a list of the stolen plants.
哇！呢個係溫室中嘅
According
溫室
to。this, they have light and moisture control in some parts of the building.
哇！好大好大，大一陣大一陣。
Water lily greenhouse. According to this,
室溫表啦。唉。
Very strange. Half of the colonial collection is absent. These plants come from all the territories of the British Empire.
臭花都係擺度。喂，有堆汁液喎。
The smell is strong. It is a detergent. A fragment of marble, most likely chipped from a statue or sculpture. This broken fragment was the result of a heavy blow.
喺邊度甩出嚟㗎？
This is one of the outlets of the ventilation system.
開佢先。哦，咦唔通又唔會？
According
會唔會有咩機關喺度？咁關嗰嚿石屎有咩事？
According to
睇埋。
According to
冇嘢，OK走得。
dry.
哇！好大喎呢度。
These flower pots are beautiful. They are intended to be used for exhibition purposes.
但係唔似係咩喎？哦。
The symbol is not from Kew Gardens.
Not from Kew Gardens。咁陶瓷呢樣嘢一定要 mark 嗰個盆栽一定要 mark 呢個植物園嘅 logo 咁。哇！呢度太大。
There is a smell of burning. A broom handle was half burned. The plants were set alight fairly recently. Some have not completely burned.
有時啊，哇！係咁頂住，呢個係咁吹。哇
A protective mask. Someone set it alight, but it did not burn. The remains of a picture frame. A door handle? Why would anyone throw such a thing in the fire? The door handle to the colonial collection and that of the fireplace are made of the same material.
我呢個門柄唔通係之前嗰個門柄？鷹牙你見到咯。
The symbol is not from Kew Gardens.
即係呢個植物園打工，其實都你都唔係話好，其實都幾勞力㗎，又要好記性。 因為好多嘢都好易死。我嗰日近排買咗棵迷迭香，即係 rosemary， 咁佢煎牛扒啊嗰陣時，咪即係搣落嚟煮啦。咁啊搣咗幾次之後咧，因為我唔知點種啊嗰陣時，即係日日淋水俾佢啦，仆街。跟住一個禮拜已經枯死咗，掂一掂已經甩啦啲葉。跟住即係見佢都成個菌都枯嘅，但係啲葉都仲少少綠嘅。咁有啲已經枯到黑晒啲葉，咁掂一掂已經甩㗎啦。咁咪都捽甩晒，即係算啦，枯都照用啊。咁咪捽甩晒啲枯咗啲出嚟，然之後淨係攞啲即係一個啡色嘅菌，好核突嘅啡色菌，加幾條咁嘅綠色葉，咁啊照拎落去煮牛扒算。
Water Lily Greenhouse. Colonial Collection.
跟住發現原來係
Dry Tropics.
唔可以俾佢有濕添啊！聽過，即係上網睇過。
Reserve. Director's Office, Cloakroom and Laboratory. Nursery.
呢度未去，一陣去先。
Ventilation system.
Ventilation systems.
Seed house. A map of Kew Gardens. A ventilation system. It should regulate the temperature of the staff buildings. A ventilation system. It should regulate the temperature of the staff buildings.
即係咩啊？即係整體室溫嗰啲，又唔係即係 keep 住啲溫度嘅。
Locked.
種子
Seed.
都唔使睇啦。
Hi.
都冇嘢啊。
A map.
問號？有嘢？有嘢 miss 咗？冇啊，點解問號嘅？Locked.
Seed house. Nursery. Locked.
唔俾入。哇！呢度3個人打你真係好辛苦喎，死緊。
Locked.
係喎，同你傾下偈先。等摸清你嘅底細。咩意思啊？myopia，myopia，等等啊 ，myopia，近視。myopic，近視 myopic。 Mile 平。OK。Dirty cool。做園藝咁噶啦。Unmarried。None。凹落去的。Gardener's heads。
Albert told us about the tragic death of Mr. Dunn, the late director of Kew Gardens.
Tragic indeed. His heart attack was quite unexpected.
Would you unlock the doors for us?
Do you expect to find the stolen plants there? I am sorry, but those rooms are private.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
唔俾開。我哋仲喺度剪草咧，日日咁樣收你都黐撚線。
Can I help you, gentlemen?
等先 help 喎。我行埋呢度先，呢度未行，呢度未行。呢度係嗰個唔係死人現場左邊嗰個位，都冇嘢 check 啦呢度。同埋即係植物呢家嘢咧，真係枯咗嘅話咧，真係好難救。唉，好鬼煩。等我睇你全相啦 ，red eye。Shave cut, shaving cut, clean hand.
Do you work here?
Yes, but part-time only. For I'm also studying botany at the University of London.
You're following in your father's footsteps, then. That is commendable.
Well, even if botany is not my strongest suit, there are people who say that I could be a good manager.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
我做5個人啊，定係其他案嚟嘅？我做一單案喎 ，future case。而家仲有2個人要見，唉。冇個咯噃。
A task list for Albert, compiled by Martin Hamish. Sweep out the palm house, scrub the toilets, clean the storage shed tools.
洗廁所。冇任何線索，慘豬。
Excuse me, but I have to tidy up.
點解抄佢件衫？唔得。
Just be careful with the plant.
呢度係頭先入嚟嗰度啦。 有乜上去？我做咩要行？我做咩要做？喺呢度咯，呢度唔知做乜。點解出邊
A
明
ventilation
珠台
system. It should
TVB 播緊
regulate
教父音樂嘅啫嘛？
a water tank.
Water tank， 我做咩未查？唉，睇下佢死嗰位先。
This sign is broken. Something heavy was dropped upon it.
我呢度未查。
Fragments of a flower pot. It fell down here. Soil. It should have come from a flower pot. The soil on the side of this flower shelf is the same as that on the ground.
我消化不良。
This pot was broken fairly recently. A flower pot recently fell down from these shelves and was misplaced.
「食得太急頭先我過陣，而家鋸氣都爭啲鋸埋啲嘢食出嚟。係咪要咁樣扭幫助消化？點啊而家？ 個通風口，想睇個通風口去邊？但又唔關個通風口事嘅，應該都，雖然個通風口開到嘅。問下佢咩事先。
Excuse me, but I have to tidy up this room.
咦？嗰個通風口咧？ 去到最尾，我翻嚟嘅。
Just be careful with the plants during your inspection.
Locked.
唔俾入去，可唔可以開鎖啊？
Locked.
唉，個火堆嗰度啊，火堆嗰度可能再有啲嘢睇。 定呢度咧？
Harm.
嗯，有咩飛起嘅喎？呢個係我裂
This
咗。
pot was broken fairly recently.
有啲血喺度喎。
Blood. Someone fell violently against this sign, and they were injured in the clash. Most likely a head wound. All the clues around here are quite suspicious. I need my imagination to make sense of it all.
又嚟啦！網上腦內補完。一 breaking 嘅多啊！二，跟住三，咁樣？誒，哇！
This reconstruction reveals a disturbing fact. Montague Dunn damaged the door of the Colonial Collection Room.
He was in a panic, or the door was locked.
今次
Was it an
Batman
accident
嘅黑
or
科
a
技
murder then, I wonder?
Batman 咪廢咯！你
I
睇下
think
人
we
哋
need to inspect the Colonial Collection.
妄想就夠。冇嘢妄想做唔到。呢邊啊？呢邊呢邊。
Excuse me, but I have to tidy up this room.
我而家要做啲咩啊？
What should we do next, Holmes?
我唔知，你考起我。華生，你突破咗，唔係你揾到條盲腸，但係我未突破到。因為有冇得睇啊？其實頭嗰個開嗰個通氣口嗰個閘，會唔會再 check 下會有啲嘢？不過呢個應該冇嘢睇啦，呢個。都冇嘢及嘅喺度。
Dry.
Go 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 go。
These windows were perfectly cleaned. Part of this greenhouse was emptied and thoroughly
係喎，呢
cleaned.
個咁乾淨嘅呢個。 唉，佢俾人韞住咗，跟住咧 ，someone clean and empty out only part。咩啊？Perform a auto face jam。AUTOPSY 屍檢 perform and 屍檢 on the death is suspicious. Why had he forced the door of the 點解要撞門呢？點解會有人清理嗰間房嘅呢？呢個係陷阱定係意外啊？I don't know。哦，繼續。我話説近排可以唱到高音，因為近排就係睇咗個日本人即係教啲人點唱歌、點發音嗰個 channel， 教我點樣練高音，係一個好簡單嘅事。
Excuse me, but I...
跟住
Just
睇完學咗之後係 OK，即係佢係練高音之餘，你係唔會咁傷到喉嚨，開到聲，亦都會即係令到你唔會
佢淋咗咁耐同一盆花，究竟幾時冇水？
唔知，可能佢用沙嗰盤嘢用沙整嘅，一淋就射水嘅，跟住仲要係即係可以令到你之後冇咁容易令到個喉嚨咁辛苦，即係鍛鍊到喉嚨冇咁辛苦嗰啲嘢。佢就係呢個有時跟住呢個要好長，即係首先就練好長啦10秒啦，然之後就用呢個頻率，即係用呢個嘟嘴咧嚟唱一啲好高音嘅歌，咁你就會練到高音噶啦。跟住咧睇完呢個之後咧，跟住好似 ViuTV 嗰度咧無啦啦跟住咧鄭中基咧又 post 咗個片咧，係真係呢個又係咁樣教人咁樣做嘅，跟住就即係唱紅蓮嗰個 Lisa 咧，跟住紅蓮嗰個 Lisa 佢咪一口氣即係一剔過唱嗰個咧，佢又係臨唱之前又係咁樣嘟嘴嘅喺度，即係令到個開到個聲域開，係真係開到嘅 good 嘅。跟住有其他鍛鍊方法嘅，跟住用一個好飲珍珠奶茶飲管插落啲水度做又得。跟住仲有個叫 NG Voice， 我唔知英文叫乜嘢，係一啲即係阿平係咪平井堅唱嗰陣時嗰啲係咪平井堅啊？即係正常唱歌就即係正常人唱歌就好似而家咁噶嘛，一嚟就呢個聲嗰度就係有啲係即係慢由弱去到強，算唔算咧？呢個聲啊，但係佢柔即係柔啲但係人哋佢就 進位喺度，呢個又係話要練，應該冇咁傷啊，即係好似我咁，我講得多嘢會傷，我急屎有陣時我要屙射一射先。
叫到有點。尷尬。有錢屎。一念完個咒語就急，我真係勁。
The first take.
頻道請啲歌手一
take.
過唱完一首歌，叫到出屎。
Buffering.
日本語基讀 pandemic 嘅晒。
咦？咁話呢？咁 OK 啊 ？OK 好似，唉。日本語で読んでみてください。
天啲 key bear mam kia 係咪聽到一般男性脱粉 shirisu
D.
內容即刻急屎？燒
Leg.
少叻 OK。哇！真係好撚肚屙都唔緊要嘅，你抿屎嗰下好撚痛。琴日我唔係咪琴日定前日屙嗰下咧，我唔知點解，可能嗰下嗰啲屙嗰次唔知係咪屙啲強屙緊硫酸出嚟嘅，哇！個屎忽即係你哋都肯定試過㗎啦，有時哇無啦啦好似即係灼熱有着火嘅感覺，你老闆，跟住咧，唉個屎忽
3，
跟住咧，唉，跟住而家抿屎都好撚痛。不過好彩而家嗰啲係水嚟嘅，所以咧我唔會特登大力咁揩落去抿，我飲住抿。唉，好撚辛苦嘅，唉，黐撚線。好撚恐怖唔知。
Here is a
你
list.
食完辣嘢？
我冇食辣嘢，我嗰日冇食辣嘢。
These trees, with their roots in water, must originate from Louisiana.
Ah, yes, the bayou. I remember our visit in the case of the Awakened.
一定係食得太多拉麵。
冇啊！嗰日都冇食拉麵。嗰日我知咩事嘅自己，唔係應該話星期五搞到咁嘅，但係有星期係咪？有星期我知道自己會舐嘢，所以我特登唔食啲咁複雜嘅嘢，因為朝早起身知道有少少事嗰陣時，已經睇定啲。跟住我晏晝都冇食到，我淨係食咗個晏晝有飯嗰啲嘢，我驚消化都唔好，即係啲硬嘅飯，嗰啲肉，跟住我買咗個公仔點心食，跟住都係頂唔順。
單 飯唔係通常食完辣嘢先會咁嘅咩？
我唔冇食辣嘢，我真係唔知嗰下真係嗰下屙硫酸咁樣，即係你追擊者中硫酸打嘅感覺，我而家個屎眼就知道徹底感受。唔怪佢哋會慘叫呢啲。
Excuse me, but I have to tidy up this room.
嗰啲咩嗰啲獵食者，可能屙埋啲胃酸出嚟，咁啊唔會咁恐怖嘅。咪擺明消化有問題㗎啦，因為嗰個腸，因為嗰個感冒菌入腸。
Just be careful with the
流
plants
出
during
強
your
酸液
inspection.
體，你會唔會試下諗下同異形有關？
我諗都會。
Locked.
唉，唔知聽日繼續返工啦，都冇計。
你個屎眼係
Nemesis.
Nemesis， 哦唔係講錯啦 ，Nemesis， 我係獵食者啊 ，Nika， 我個屎眼 Nika。追擊者冷凍彈，我都想我個屎眼有冷凍彈舒緩下。哇！我試過飲啲水落去，揩一揩個屎，揩一揩睇下可以舒緩下啦。哇！乸撚到，黐撚線。我放棄啦，我放棄一個人生。
俾異形搞屎忽。
應該係我個屎眼夾爆咗異形個頭，跟住搞到啲血濺到落我屎眼度。唉。
Colonial.
即係嚟嚟去都係。哦，驗屍啊，唔好意思啊，要蘇格蘭場。
俾異形奶。
行咁耐咪就係。
係咪玩過嚟？
玩過咩嚟？呢隻 game 未玩過，唔係呢隻 game 就係頭一個 case 玩過啫嘛，好似跟住頭兩個 case 玩過，最唔記得咗點玩。跟住而家先。
I asked Inspector Lestrade to take Montague Dunn's body to Scotland Yard.
It's ready for autopsy then.
驗屍啊！我哋驗屍啦，華生。有冇證物啊？有喎，有遺物喎。
小心一陣個肚爆異形出嚟。
個肚第一日真係以為會爆異形出嚟㗎，佢真係胃痛咁頂住。
係咪玩過隻眼？
我玩過隻眼，點會玩過隻眼？
A beautiful feather pen of a good make.
邊人咁得閒玩眼？
隻異形原本想產卵。
A membership card for the London Crest Club.
London Crest 係咩嚟？To Mr. F. Director of Ray and Sons Painting Company, my friend, your posters for the great exhibition at Queen Gardens are very beautiful, but it is surely unnecessary to mention all of the stuff. My name alone will be sufficient.
異形會變大。
嚇？淨係你一個名，你老闆都想邀功自己。不過異形呢個生物都係好勁，可以搶走人，即係可以搶走人哋嘅 DNA。
First of all,
做
let
自
us
己下一
carry
代。
out an external examination.
快速繁殖，跟住仲要可以即刻攞到，即係狗到生嘅話有狗嘅 DNA， 人生有人嘅 DNA， 黏頭啦。
There are no suspicious marks upon the chest. Let us finish our external examination so that we can proceed with the autopsy.
哦，冚親。
There is an injury to the
仲
skull,
會變
most
粗變
probably
硬。
caused by the fall in the water lily greenhouse. The vessels and the pupil of the eye appear quite normal.
好正常。個嘴
The
咧，
air from the lungs
個嘴準都好
carries a
準，
faint
腫咗好多。
floral aroma.
咩啊？佢講咩啊？唔好意思。
The air from the lungs carries a faint floral aroma.
Hi, Six. Got him.
Faint full aroma 咩意思係？
The air from the lungs carries a faint floral aroma.
aroma 即係咩？淡淡嘅花香，
The air from the lungs
係
carries a faint floral aroma.
淡淡嘅花香。點解你咁都聞到嘅？喂，2日前嘅事嚟嘅喎，已經臭晒嘅應該。係時候睇追啦，冇嘢。
No redness, stings, or bruises. Nothing suspicious here. Now, let us examine the internal
奶光。
organs.
模型嚟嘅喎呢個。
The tissue on the inferior lobe of the right lung is damaged, most probably caused by toxins from an unknown plant.
會毒氣
The lungs are congested and edematous.
congested and edematous 即係咩意思啊？我等陣我要查字典呢啲，唔係我唔要個潤啊，等陣先。我唔係要個心啊，我要個肺啊。等陣先啊，啲做人嘅嘢要查下字典啊嘛。
The lungs are congested and edematous.
congested con 咩
The lungs are congested and edematous.
？gested gested 即係擁擠、積存、聚集。OK， 跟住咧
The lungs are congested and edematous.
edit
The lungs are congested and edematous.
edit
The lungs are congested and edematous.
dematous
The lungs are congested and edematous.
水腫哦，係喎，呢邊腫咗喎。
The lung
dematous 即係水腫。OK。
The heart tissue shows no visible pathological signs. The heart's blood vessels show no pathological signs.
個心冇事，個潤啦。
The liver is enlarged. It would seem that he was suffering from an alcohol addiction. The liver is enlarged.
脹
It
大
would
咗。
seem that he was suffering from an alcohol addiction.
OK， 因為酒精啊。OK， 明白。
The liver tissue is brown.
啡
There
色
are，no visible pathological signs.
跟住到條個胃啦。
The stomach tissues show no visible pathological signs. There is a small amount of content. It appears that he breakfasted lightly, only a short while before his death.
早餐冇啦。
My suspicions have been substantiated. Montague Dunn, the director of Kew Gardens, died from poisoning, plant poisoning to be more exact.
You mean
植
Yes,
物中毒。
it is murder.
以前啲
We should
偵探
inform the
要
Strand.
做埋法醫工
Yes,
作。
but do remember, Watson, that I discovered the murder. The challenge is mine.
其實基本上唔驗屍啊嘛，啲
We
人
need to locate that deadly plant. Such
佢
a
想驗
perfect
先驗
murder
喎。
appeals to me.
murder of any kind appeals to you? Is that all we need to do?
No, we also have the people working at Kew Gardens. Martin Hamish and the son of the victim, Albert Dunn.
And also Miss White, of whom we spoke with Mr. Hamish. Should we bring them all here for interrogation?
No, a few innocuous questions at Kew will suffice, as well as a discreet delve into their personal affairs. Yes, Watson, It is time now to open the doors.
Even those in the staff building. I suppose that is necessary.
We should also be concerned with the victim himself. After all, we don't know very much about Montague Dunn.
You're enjoying this already, aren't you?
More than a little.
野獸眼光 poisoning 好，波耶菠蘿 B， 我哋又去。而家幾點啊？而家9:09呀？嗯？我10:9，咦？哦，個鐘冇。聽日最早起身，翻多2日放，星期3拍，星期4起咯。星期32點拍完嘅 pizza， 幾多點啊？咁我早少少出去做下嘢都得。唉，早少少食壽司郎。
Mr. Hamish, can you explain to us what happened to the colonial collection? It seems somewhat depleted.
Most likely maintenance work, tidying up.
You're not sure, then? But you're the deputy director.
Well, I am busy. I cannot be everywhere at once.
As deputy director, how is your relationship with Montague Dunn?
To be honest with you, Mr. Holmes,
呢度咧咪 relationship with 咩，即係同嗰個人有咩關係啊嘛？咁啊以前中學屙嗰陣時問即係同嗰個人嘅關係咩咧？啲人跟住有個女仔唔撚識又串鳩我話 relationship 關於男女關係喎，屌你老母嘅！
he was what some might call a man of action. I'd say rather he was overzealous and chaotic. So after all, it was no wonder, perhaps, that he ended up like that, if you take into consideration his kind of lifestyle.
You mentioned that Mr. Dunn led a particular lifestyle.
Well, it's no secret that he enjoyed, celebrating, shall we say? He was a member of the London Smart Set. He was famous for it. That and he had an eye for the ladies, to put it mildly, Mr. Holmes.
咩啊？20分鐘嗰度啫喎，點會20分鐘啊？你啊20分鐘，屌你啊！
Mr. Hamish, can you tell us
20分鐘。
who holds the keys to the locked greenhouses?
That would be Albert, Mr. Dunn's son. Yes, Albert keeps all the keys, and one can only imagine why.
What do you mean?
Well, he was never interested in Kew Gardens before, and now all of a sudden he is trying to act as if he owns the place. I think he wants to take over the management here. He'd do better to leave that to me. He has no experience. No, none at all.
What is your opinion of Albert as a student of botany?
He's useless. I often tell him so, and I can only give him cleaning tasks. Botany is not his life's work, and his father well knew it. He was furious about it.
He was?
Oh yes. He forced his son to work here, and he never missed an opportunity to criticize him publicly.
Are you able to elaborate on that?
Well, for example, with our last exhibition here, Mr. Dunn had Albert make a presentation speech. But then, while the lad was speaking, Mr. Dunn interrupted him, asking him difficult questions, making him look like a failure. It was with the intention of making a fool of him, Mr. Holmes.
That must have been terribly humiliating.
Yes, he was crushed, and he had to leave. Everybody was making fun of poor Albert. That is, except for Miss Margaret White, who was such a nice lady and who always takes pity on Albert.
You mentioned a Miss White. Would you tell us more about her?
She is a student who works here part-time. She is quite charming indeed. She possesses a great talent for botany. You should take a look at some of her experiments that she carried out in the laboratory. Ah, if only she were not so naive.
Why naive?
The way she used to flutter around Mr. Montague Dunn. And he couldn't help but be flattered by all her attention. How could an intelligent woman such as Miss White not see through his game? I can only scratch my head and wonder.
Tell me, Mr. Hamish, do you grow the more deadly variety of plant here?
You mean insectivorous? Yes, but nothing larger than that.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation. Who is Miss Margaret White?
Ah, she is the young lady who studies with me. She visits here sometimes to help out with the greenhouses. In fact, she should be here today. She wanted to work at the seed house. That's the small greenhouse across from the large glass house.
We noticed that a part of the colonial collection has been cleared.
Ah. At the moment, I'm just dealing with the storage room. I don't know much about the other rooms.
真鮮有咩？邊度有真鮮？下樓下嗰度啊？屌！
I imagine that your relationship with your father may have been a strained one.
Yes. I cannot say that he was a kind man, for he never listened to me at all. He forced me to work here. But now, after his death, I've been pondering it over. Perhaps he wasn't so wrong about me after all. I have to follow his path, and I have to manage Kew Gardens. And I can do it. I can be as good as any other who works here.
Would you please tell us about Martin Hamish, the Deputy Director?
Well, I have to tell you that Mr. Hamish is not and has never been the Deputy Director of Kew Gardens. My father would not have tolerated it.
Indeed? That is most interesting. He told us that he was.
Yes, because he believes that the management should be passed down to him now that my father is dead. But in actual fact, Mr. Hamish only has the honour of being the garden's longest-serving employee. In fact, if we are to think logically at all, it should be me who takes over the management of Kew Gardens.
Do you not have a good relationship with Mr. Hamish?
I suppose so. But we have very little in common. Mr. Hamish loves his plants and Kew Gardens, and I cannot say that I share his passion.
I see. And how was his relationship with your father?
Oh, he hated my father. It was obvious. He would be furious whenever my father boasted of Kew Gardens in the newspapers or at conferences. He was convinced that my father was stealing all of the credit for himself. But my father treated Mr. Hamish in the same way as he treated anyone. Dismissively. With indifference.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon. Do you hold the keys to all of these locked doors?
Yes, you can have them. But I cannot give you the keys to the cloakroom. The employees' effects are private. I am sure you understand.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon. We can see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room from this window. We can see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room from this window. An award presented to Martin Hamish for Best Grower of the Year. A Master's Degree Diploma. It belongs to Martin Hamish.
Master Degree Diploma。咁即係呢個頭即係種緊嘢個阿叔勁嘅。
These young plants must be delicate if they are kept in the nursery.
What should...
嗱你咩垃圾桶都擺咗佢。
It is a bust of Montague Dunn.
哦
I am curious if the marble that we found... Here it is. The marble fragment that we found in the Colonial Collection Room is what they have in common.
空氣唔通係？點解個碎魚？
The seeds of plant species are stored here.
我頭先睇到篇文呢，我唔知係咩啊呢個，大家可以睇下。我哋而家睇下，講緊呢個壽司詞律係咪呢？講緊回轉壽司經理人，原來食咩最抵食？我哋開嚟睇下。
80幾種壽司任君選擇。
80幾種壽司任君。
如果係生化危機，我會懷疑個石像係用嚟開門用。
全部都係一種整好，都已經乾乾地㗎啦，所以用觸控屏幕嚟點新嘅會好啲㗎。好，講完啦，揀啦。
咁我揀啦。
阿 Red 啊，咁係唔得㗎。
打咩？
唔攞。運輸帶上邊嘅壽司，咁唔得㗎。
但係上面啲魚全部乾晒啦喎，唔係話新鮮整起嘅會好食啲嘅咩？
點解唔攞運輸帶上面嘅壽司係唔得嘅咧？
喂！
雖然用觸控屏幕點啲新嘅，當然會新鮮啲好啲啦。但係運輸帶上面嘅壽司咧，新鮮度完全冇下降到㗎。
冇錯。
你話係啊係啊。
轉緊嘅壽司已經係唔新鮮，但呢一個諗法已經過時㗎啦。好似呢間餐廳咁，每一碟都會有個蓋冚住嘅。
我熟成。
而喺個蓋入邊，其實仲放埋一張晶片喺度㗎。
嗱咦？
每一碟壽司都用電腦睇住佢夠唔夠新鮮。如果已經唔新鮮，個蓋就會自動打開。
我相信香港冇啲咁嘅嘢。香港都係要點㗎啦。
另外，點解揀壽司嚟食都有一項咁唔得㗎嘅知識咧？唔知嘅話就蝕底啦。碟碟都係100yen，所以食咩都得㗎。好
F7 偷
Red 爸爸一聲令下，
冇
小朋友開始各自揀自己。
咁係咪間間餐廳都咁鮮？
咩？邊個 S7 喎？咩叫 S7？間點知？
唔係啦 ，XD。
哇，好正啊！
兜嘢冚落靚妹度啫。
我最中意就係食魷魚啊！
哇，好正啊 ！Red 啊，我唔客氣啦，唔知你攞咗啲咩咧？
魷魚咯。
鬼唔知。
都唔得㗎。
點解啊？點解啊？
點解啊？吉祥物因為魷魚。
點解啊？
魷魚好好味喎。
因為碟碟都100 yen，所以攞邊一碟都係一樣。咁唔得㗎！
咁唔得嘅。
點解唔得啊？
唔係話自己
啲配音真係。
原來係唔食得㗎。當然想食啲咩壽司都可以隨便攞啦。但係回轉壽司
個仔塞到滿晒，好可愛。
唔係幾好。吞拿魚啦、三
個嘴
海膽啦，都係抵啲㗎。
吞拿魚濕。
呢3款壽司雖然都係100，
都係100 yen，
但係性價比高好多，所以揀嚟食就會抵食好多。
香港唔會咯。
食壽司嘅方法，
香港啲吞拿魚都唔係真係吞拿魚嚟嘅，屌你！
大家睇陣先。壽司豉油咧要淋喺呢度。
黐撚線梗係唔撚係啦。
想將條魚點啲豉油先食。哎呀，跌咗出嚟啊！我唔客氣啦。
Red 啊，咁係唔得㗎。
好。
紅磚
將豉油倒落隻碟度，點壽司，咁唔得㗎。
同埋如果你點啲魚生，即係魚生點豉油嘅話咧，你應該係條脷，即係食嗰陣時唔係飯店脷，係魚生店脷。如果唔係咧， 嗒唔到佢嗰個味。
一個鐘入邊可以整到3600嚿一模一樣嘅壽司飯。原來呢部機械人整出嚟嘅壽司飯設計好，喺5秒之後就會散開㗎啦。
打橫。
呢5秒係由碟度拎起直到放入口嘅時間，設計到啱啱好一放到入口就會散開㗎啦。
成日用手食最好。
師傅喺壽司飯上面放塊魚生上去就整好啦。一般食壽司係會將魚生嗰邊點落去豉油碟入邊嘅豉油度食，但係回轉壽司嘅壽司係冇鏈過嘅，所以想點豉油嗰陣，塊魚生就會跌出嚟㗎啦。
每張台都會有一樽豉油俾客人用嘅。
其實滴落去直接滴落去刺身度，係啊。
咁食就最方便啦。
呢個食法嘅關鍵在於呢一盤豉油樽，撳住上邊個掣就可以逐滴。
屌唔係個個有啲豉油樽啫嘛，屌你老味啊！
有咗佢就唔使驚唔小心倒得太多豉油啦。
原來直接將啲豉油滴落去食就得㗎啦。我知啦，我唔怕嘅啦。
咁邊有咁多豉油樽？
就係咁樣食啊！
阿 Red 一家人學識咗咁多樣咁唔得㗎
新嘢，
終於都有得食壽司啦。
我哋係咪要攞嗰啲滴嗰啲啊？即係實驗室滴嗰啲，因為攞個針筒做。
阿 Red 好中意食嘅火隻三文魚腩。
我哋帶啲針筒去食壽司翅膀。
阿十就有個壽司食法想介紹俾阿 Red。
呢度嘅調味料除咗有豉油，仲有柚子醋、有鹽、有甜豉油，好多種調味料揀嘅。哇，有好多。
咁唔得。
呢間壽司店
咁唔得嘅。
咁多款調味料出嚟俾客人用，用呢度咁多種唔同嘅調味料，就可以試到好多種唔同嘅食法啦。火隻三文魚腩壽司最啱邊一種調味料咧？各位觀眾一齊估下咧。
柚子正。
柚子醋咯。
柚子醋啊！哇，我覺得會係甜豉油同柚子醋咯。
因為你有魚油嘅話好流噶噃。
生咧最啱就係點柚子醋嚟食嘅，兩隻味道係最。
你一熟咗有啲油出咧，好流嘅。
柚子醋嚟食嘅。
唔係啩？你可以試下點柚子醋啊！好，咁我就點少少，倒上去，倒上去。火隻三文魚腩好肥味，好味㗎！我唔客氣啦。
點解個仔咬嘅？
點解我未食你就喺度食我隻手啊？爸爸隻手冇壽司㗎。
食家。
好夾啊！係啊，味道真係好夾啊！
唔係，我知道煮嘢食呢樣嘢常識嚟。呢啲魚油出撚晒嚟。
試下呢一款海鮮沙律咧。
你仲要落嗰啲其他嘢。
係海鮮沙律軍艦，用特製蛋黃醬撈埋蝦。
哇！呢個真係正。
5種魚貝類而製成嘅軍艦。
新鮮整嘅就新鮮整。
又啱啲咩調味料？
奶佢 D 手汗。
我諗係七味粉啊！可能係七味粉啊！
揀七味粉啦。豉油咧，豉油同蛋黃醬都。
甜醬啊呢個。七味粉。
七味粉
一定好好味。
沙律醬配七味粉，屌嘅！乜撚嘢事？
要落多啲。哇！好想食啊！哇！
海鮮沙律配七味粉。
好正啊！
等陣先。
跟住落嚟。
紅豆正 D。
紅豆軍艦配咩？配七味粉啊，梗係。
鹽。
係豉油啦啩？
鹽多啲喎，似。
答案係
甜豉油。
甜豉油。
竟然啊！呢啲真係唔知，呢啲暗黑料理。
甜豉油甜甜地、結結地，最啱用嚟點海鰻。但原來用蛋黃醬整嘅嘢，味道同甜豉油好夾。
啊，不過甜豉油配呢個似咩啊？不過啱㗎。因為佢蛋黃醬同粟米咧，其實係日式燒餅同埋呢個八爪魚丸入邊嘅其中一樣材料嚟嘅啫嘛，所以你配埋嗰個佢本身嗰個甜豉油，即係嗰個甜醬其實唔係甜豉油，係甜醬嚟嘅呢個，佢譯錯咗啫。佢咧其實就係同呢個燒餅即係大阪燒同埋八爪魚丸嗰個醬係一模一樣嘅。
大家一齊試食啦！
所以應該啱味嘅，應該啱味，應該夠。
用頭先間壽司店一油上去。
其實啱嘅，唔錯㗎，唔錯。正常係正常。即係冇咗麵粉啫嘛，冇咗麵粉冇咗生菜，變咗紫菜， 同埋冇咗八爪魚。好，繼續查案。我仲未買火槍。我近排煮嘢食想買把火槍咧，喺日本買翻嚟亞馬遜。咦，翻轉頭咯。跟住得閒買啲係啦，其實算係照燒汁，甜嘅汁咯，自己。
Open。
喂。
Good day to you, miss. You have some
哇，靚女。
very beautiful plants here.
Why, thank you, sir. And good day to you too. But...
Oh, I do beg your pardon. My name is Dr. John Watson. This is my good friend, Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
哎呀，呷醋啦
，Sherlock Holmes. I am honored to make your acquaintance, gentlemen. My name is Margaret White. Excuse me, but are you Sherlock Holmes, the great detective?
Yes, I am he.
What a pleasure to see you here at Kew Gardens. Are you working on a case?
都睇你全相啦，八婆。唉 ，expensive 3。E 級喎，呢咪。哇！呢個咩事啊 ？Pink mask。Poor family， 窮嘅家庭，但係着件咁靚嘅衫，俾人包養。嗯？何？
華生同福爾摩斯算係咩關係？
拍檔啫，只不過係，即係濱田同松本嘅關係咁咯。做嘢拍檔，但係私底下即係做嘢好默契。可能我其實做嘢冇乜默契，即係做嘢合得嚟，但係你唔會特別干預嗰啲，特登干預嗰啲私人，即係唔會走埋去佢嘅私人涉入埋佢嘅私人生活度嗰啲。
同事又唔似助手，又唔似司徒。
哦，助手嚟嘅，講明係助手嚟。
Yes, of course. I quite forgot about that.
因為醫療即係驗屍醫療啲嘢嘛，華生，同埋係一個槍手，唔係一個軍人，係啦。
Oh, it's quite understandable that you might forget about the theft of the plants, miss. After the tragedy that took place.
點解你問嘅？屌你！
Yes. The director was a truly good man. It is such a terrible misfortune.
Misfortune.
Would you happen to know why part of the colonial collection was cleared?
No, I have never been there.
個個都唔知喎。
Do you work here?
Part-time only. I am a biology student at the London University. I attend the same classes as the son of Mr. Montague Dunn. That is how I found my chance to work here for part of my thesis, you see. It is a great honor.
我覺得係戀人。
How well did you know Mr. Montague Dunn?
He was a master, a great leader. I saw him almost as a spiritual father.
He had an exceptional nature?
Oh yes, indeed. He was always so active and so optimistic.
但係人哋嫁咗俾個女 miss， 咪娶咗個女 miss。
He could behave harshly towards his son.
Why so?
所以佢依賴，
He loved his son dearly
有
and
正
wanted
室
the very
便
best
依
for
賴
him. It made him extremely
福爾摩斯。
demanding. Albert, who is naturally shy, suffered
推理
because
戀
of
人。
推理戀人。
Most of the doors in Kew Gardens are locked. Do you have
推
a
理
key
戀
to
人
this
同
room?
屌你老母，
Yes.
基本上係
Albert
同
gave
一
me a
個
set of duplicate keys.
同
He
一個
agreed I
文
might carry out my
文法
studies
文
without
語嚟嘅
disturbing him.
動詞。
It is only temporary.
然後中間有個李字啦，然之後就一個
None
lan
of the 3
一個
people
名
who
詞
work
喺
at
度。
Kew Gardens know why half of the colonial collection was cleared. So, someone is lying. It is obvious.
Holmes, Kew Gardens is such an exciting place. Wouldn't you agree?
From here, we are unable to see the interior of the colonial collection room. A book about ships. Nothing at all to do with plants.
咩 ship 啊？
A book about ships.
有船
Nothing at all.
咁撚多船嘅嘛？
These leather gloves are new and of good quality. They do not appear to have been used. Materials for college study. They belong to Albert. This place serves as Albert's office.
Albert office。Albert。
What should we do?
唉。Found the plan there， 係揾一揾殺院長嗰個植物係咩植物？
These plants come from all the territories of the British Empire. The smell is
福爾
strong.
摩斯城好似啲女朋友咁問華生，你覺得點啊？啱啊，似十足去 shopping， 時唔知買邊件衫嘅女人一樣。
邊件襯我多啲啊？我通常講咩嘅？唔係邊件襯唔襯嘅問題，其實係要襯埋你所有衫、袋、鞋先叫襯。所以單憑一件衫唔可以話襯唔襯到你嘅。完，收聲！
Excuse me, but I have to tidy up.
唔好再買嘢，有冇得㗎？喂，有向 champagne 嗰樣。
Champagne. Montague Dunn had good taste.
你覺得點啊？邊
French
個推理
wine.
合理？
A remarkable
中意你
vintage.
先問你，咁即係買晒啦。
買晒啊！唔好買晒，唔買晒亦係，買晒亦係。阿彌陀佛。
根本諗過你意見。
Newspapers discuss.
The New Gardens terms are pleased to analyze the successful production of a new variety of berry, one that retains a complete resistance to the cold. They have named it the 西伯利亞 berry. Barley, Mr. Matthew
就唔買嗰件
Hammers the
www
the press responded. My dearest Margaret, for the last conversation, I believe it might be better if you vacate your position here at Report our acquaintance. You are no longer in need of my support. You are quite able to stand up for yourself in the world, you see. Yes, I'll give back your freedom. I wish you nothing to me。即係炒佢啊！
A photograph of Montague Dunn and Reynold Hamish. A photograph of Montague Dunn.
等先，邊個頭先呢個係 Montague，Margaret 係邊個 ？Margaret 炒咗個 Margaret 嘅人，set him free 啊！即係好撚婉轉啲英國人佢咧，你獨立㗎，你走啦！我呢度我即係都唔需要我睇住你㗎，我俾你自由，你走啦，你出去發光發熱啦！即係炒撚咗你，唔需要你嘅意思，撚樣。咁樣啊？要考記性喎呢個。1、2，跟住呢邊係1、2、3。1、2、3，1、2、3、4。啊！屌你啊！1、2、3。OK， 5。1、2、3、4、5。OK。錢啊！My dear friend, please allow me to express my disappointment upon reading your last letter. I'm paying you to defend me, not excuse me. It's a royal institution. We are great opportunity to travel the world and save the most extraordinary, precious and rare species of plants. Our duty is to protect such species and from those who may use them for dubious purpose. The divine syndicate of whom you speak have no right to hold such precious planets. Remember the case of6月14日1889年。So I must respectfully ask you once again to renew the promise. 呢個咪即係逼急人攞啲植物過嚟啊！佢而家 NOTARISD。
華生明知福爾摩斯心中有答案，仍然會扮演好男朋友嘅職責去隨便答答。Karma 依個時候福爾摩斯就會讚華人突破盲點 ，comma 就好似啲港女嘅點解嘅你好呢啊一樣。
Any right to hold them in post. They do not belong to you. hold 住植物嚟喎，仆街。Dear sisters， 姊妹啲叫 day 喎字。呢個 hiding behind lies tonight we need to。哦，即係頭先呢個咧 lawyer 咧就要揾佢做公證人，話呢啲植物係好稀有。OK。呢條都係 Fanny Rice 條嘅。
華人係乜水
What you have done is quite abhorrent. Be very sure that we shall never abandon our family members. We trust you and regret having done.
華生。
華人咪中國人咯。
I suggest that we don't tell Miss Margaret White about this document.
Debt of Miss Margaret White too. Debt 啊，債嚟喎。牛津房，牛津街一個房 ，and education 大學學費。Credits open at Emily。哇！包二奶喎，簡直就係包養佢喎，包養個女仔喎。White and
用手機打倉頡成日出錯字。
咦？點解要炒佢？Miss？哦，原來 Mrs. White 係想炒佢。After the death of his father。The money that the basket。即係總之呢個女仔同嗰個揸 fit 人有勞資糾紛啊，所以佢想炒下 Miss White 啊。跟住呢間房咧
Locked。
咩嚟㗎？
There was a bottle here. It left behind a trace of the substance that pervaded the laboratory.
Gold dust? Good heavens. What's it doing here?
The gold is almost immune to chemical attacks, so it may be a valuable auxiliary for various experiments.
But why would anyone perform such experiments in a botanical garden?
金啊！
Several drops of the substance were spilled. Someone carried this bottle around. Several drops of the substance were spilled. Someone carried this bottle around. The bottle is no longer here, but it is possible to detect a faint scent. We need a good nose.
咁咪頭先睇多次嗰個金喎。
Gold dust? Good heavens. What's it doing here?
The gold is almost immune to chemical attacks, so it may be a valuable auxiliary.
But why?
點解啲金喺度咧？仲受過化學變質咗。
A botany book. This student's book belongs to Albert. Chemicals.
咩等先
Chemicals. A sufficient quantity for some serious experiments.
A phonograph used for voice recording. Remarkable.
Yes, this is quite a modern laboratory.
最新型錄音機。
I don't hear anything.
Martin Hamish's perception of plants. The notion of communication in the plant world has long been considered marginal, yet I remain convinced that some plants do indeed transmit chemical signals in the event of attack.
A study report by Martin Hamish.
呢個咧，可能遲啲有啲唔知邊度揾啲錄音帶都有。
Study report. This is a table for experiments. It resembles my own.
Only this one is kept in good order, Holmes.
It appears as though the protective equipment is missing from here.
係喎，之前有人用咗防毒，抌咗個防毒面具喺個火堆度，可能
Such masks are
，set
generally
陷
worn
阱嗰
when
時用。
dealing with toxic chemicals. Gloves, waterproof aprons, everything one might need for self-protection.
Do they grow dangerous plants here?
有咩植物危險到會死人啊？真係有嘅咩？
Locked.
Holmes, Albert Dunn didn't give us the key to this door.
It does not matter. We will open it.
啊！你個仆街又最中意。淨係睇外面嗰層。嗯？等先，無梯屙。呢度好似方便啲。嗯？呢個應該啱嘅。我分左右㗎？你老闆啊，早講啊，大佬。應該咁啊，係咪啊？呢個真係唔知喎。咁難嘅今次。 關事啊呢個係中間呢個搞震啫。呢個真係
D 黑線，佢哋兩個應該成日係辦公室用推理調情。
呢個真係中間呢個位黑線都黑唔到喎。跟住就其實爭屌你成日撳錯掣，因為爭右邊呢個咧，我諗。都唔係。其實中間斷咗係，我懷疑咧有個掣咧可以令到我咧 move 啊！屌你！
即係有 D 咩硬嘅放入口羅翻出嚟變軟之類。
啊係啊，有得 move 啊！果然有得 move， 屌你啊！你老闆啊！戇鳩 game。合體。等等。搞掂。誒，白痴。
Open.
唉。
Miss White's locker.
啊，聽日先玩。我又開始有少少想屙，我阿媽又要入房啦。就咁啊，聽日再繼續。
華生，你覺得呢
？What do you think, Watson？好，就咁啦。
888。
拜拜。